This is the best chicken pie recipe you can make and your family will love it this holiday. Welcome back to my channel. We are using 500 grams of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 250 grams of salted butter. I'm going to add it into my flour and I'm going to mix it all together. Since I'm using salted butter, I'm not adding any salt. If you're not using salted butter, please make sure you add half teaspoon of salt. That is enough. I'm going to mix all my ingredients together and add in 2 tablespoons to 2.5 tablespoons of cold water, and I'm going to get my dough together. I also used cold butter. Once I've gotten my dough together, I'm going to put it in the fridge. If you do not have a film to wrap your dough, you can put it in a Ziploc bag or any nylon you have around. Wrap your dough and keep it in the fridge for 30 minutes to cool and rest. Now we are using our eggs. We are using our eggs differently today. We are using 2 different eggs. I'm separating my egg yolk from my egg white. I'm going to be telling you while I'm separating it and what I'll be using them for later on in this video, so stick around. Now we are going on now to make our filling. I'm using olive oil. I just feel I should use something more healthy. I'm using my chopped onions, white chopped onions, which I'm going to allow to fry a little bit and go on now to add in my shredded chicken. I'm using 450 grams of shredded chicken thigh. When I saw this shredded chicken, I was so excited. I told myself, I'm not going to shred my chicken anymore. It will make the recipe easy. Look at the spices I'm using. You can see them on the screen. I'm going to put their measurement in the description box. I'm going to add in a little bit of salt alongside with my spices and allow my chicken to simmer until you cannot find any pink color left. Then I'm adding in my vegetables. You can see them all on the screen. The quantities are totally up to you. Add it the way you like it. You can remove some of the vegetables I used. You can add the ones you like. I am using my cabbage. You can use Irish potato, but I'm not using Irish potato. I love cabbage for chicken pie. That's just what I like. I'm adding in water or chicken stock if you have, and cover and allow it to simmer for 3 to 5 minutes. This will help your chicken to cook properly and your vegetables to also cook well, and all the flavors together is amazing. Added in 1 tablespoon of flour and a little bit of paprika and curry just to enhance the color. The flour will help thicken my sauce a bit or my filling a bit and not make it too watery or too dry. I added a little bit of spring onions at the end and allow my sauce to simmer for like a minute or two, and we are ready to go. Now our sauce is ready or our filling is ready. Make sure it cools up properly before adding it into your dough. So take note of that. If this is the first time of you stopping by my channel, you're so welcome. And if you've been here before, good to have you here once again. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to Debby's Kitchen, do like and share. Do comment and tell me what you think about this recipe, and please thumbs up this video, comment. It will help YouTube to keep pushing this video, and it will help Debby's Kitchen to also grow. Share this recipe. You may be helping somebody who wants to find out a unique way to make exceptional chicken pie. After dividing my dough into 4 portions, I'm going to pick a portion, sprinkle a little bit of flour and roll till flat, not so flat. I'm going to cut round circle using a bowl or anything that can give me a round shape. I'm using my table knife, but you can use whatever can cut it out for you easily. After cutting in my dough, I'm just going to go on now to take out my dough, the excess dough, and set them aside. Make sure you don't use a knife that is too sharp, especially if you're using something that the knife can cut through easily. So if you're using a sharp knife to cut your round circles, make sure it's on a surface that the effect of the knife won't be felt on. So now I'm going to fold my dough in half because I want to get a square dough. I don't have a square quarter, but this method works for me every time. This is it. This will give us a square dough. This is method 1. If you want your chicken pie to be exceptional, you can cut a square dough like this without, or a rectangular dough without having to get a cutter for yourself. This is one method. I have 3 methods to show you, so you need to sit around and watch till the end. I'll add generous amounts of my filling, not too much so that they won't pop out from the corners. Then I'm going to seal with my fingers. I love this size because we are in holiday season and kids are at home. This is something we can make for them, and this size for me is just perfect. If you give them something that is too big, you hear them complaining that they cannot finish it or it's too much. So this is just a size that your kids will always love. So I'm just going to use my fork to seal it properly after brushing with my egg whites. I use just my egg white here. Then I'm going to use a brand new razor blade to cut some design at the top of my pie. You can use this or you can just use your fork to poke a hole at the center 2 or 3 times. But I just felt I should do something different. Method 2. After rolling my dough till flat, I'm going to go on now to trim the edges just to take out the edges that doesn't look so good, if I'll put it that way, or that does not look smooth and even. Then I'm going to now go for that to roll my dough again just to stretch it a little bit and give it a rectangular shape. Then I'm going to go on now to trim it further to the size of the rectangle I want to get for my dough. This method is quite easy, but your hands must be very straight to get a square dough for your kids. So I'm going to divide this again into 2, and we have 2 square dough. I'm going to just roll it further just to widen it a bit, if I would use that word, then to give me enough room to add my filling. Have you watched to this point? Tell me what you think about this recipe. I'm going to go on now to brush with just the egg white. The egg white is what you need. You don't need the egg yolk. You'll find out what I will use the egg yolk for later on in this video. So now add in my filling like as I did for method 1, and I'm going to close and seal with my fork and set aside. Then we'll go on now to method 3. Now, if you have seen these 2 methods and you tell me, see, and this is your method, I don't think I can do this while I want something easy. Method 3 is very easy and it's something anyone can try. So you can stick around to the end of this video and do method 3. It is so easy. But if you want to make an exceptional meat pie chicken pie recipe for probably a get-together or for a client, and you want it to really be exceptional, you can use any of these methods and you'll be good to go. So I'm going to just do likewise the way I did for method 1. Cut through with your scissors. When you are cutting through, please make sure it's not so deep, just light. Just light, so that you won't have a very deep hole at the middle after baking. It will be nice. So this is method 3. I've rolled my dough to flat, cut out round circle, adding generous amount of filling. At this point, what I'm going to do is just to brush the edge with my egg white, and I'm going to cover straight away and seal with my fork. There is no cutting with this method. This method, it makes your chicken pie look like the regular meat pie. And for me, I prefer using either method 1 or method 2 because I wouldn't want my chicken pie to look exactly like my meat pie, so that at least people will know that it's different. You can either make a hole with your fork at the middle or cut with your new razor blade. So these are our pies. They are ready. We are brushing with our egg yolk now. So this is what I'm brushing with our egg yolk. I'll bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, and this is what we got. The egg yolk color gave it a very beautiful look. You can attest to that. Look at our method 3. It's not bad. It looks so good. And that is our method 3. These are our method 2 and our method 1. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Do like, share, and subscribe. And tell me what you think about this recipe. Tell me if you're going to try it. And see you in my next one. Bye-bye. Good to have you here. See you next time.